side note, congratulations with everything, by the way. Like, I know I hit you up, especially after the big UP games, but dude, like, I'm literally, like, even right now, I'm getting like the chills just thinking about like you in that gym, like that Final Four to the championships. Man, it's like everybody that came before you and after you for a little bit, like, we only dreamed of that. We could only dream and talk about that. And
yeah,
I don't care if you're experiencing it as like as a coach versus a player, like, you are experiencing it and you have been a part of it from like building it up from how, you know, bad the program was to how good it is now to what it is, what it's going to be in the future, to having the influence in game with the players. Dude, like, I can't tell you enough how proud and how happy I am for you. And like, I literally, like, during the games that I watch, I'm like, okay, hold on, where's the guys I know? Because there's not a lot of people I'm known anymore on the court. So I'm like, all right, there's Coach Mo. There's my guy. So, dude, like, if nobody else tells you like how proud they are, there's no other fans, you know, hopping on your Instagram, giving you messages or whatever, like, know that like I'm forever here in Canada with my family, like, knowing that like, yo, like, that is my dude Mo. Like, that is so sick that you're out there, dude, for real. Especially like, I didn't even know you were gonna do like the national stuff. Like, man, you've come so far, dude. I'm so happy for you, man, for real. I just wish you had some company in the house. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, but that Final Four against Adamson, those couple of games there is probably my best experience in basketball. You know, just if you you can't really capture the crowd like
no
on TV, but like it's something you'd never think in a million years at UP would have happened, like from like the couple hundred people we had in the crowd when we were playing to
no,
jam packed.
1,300. They announced it. I remember they said it in game. They said it was the voice, you know, rest his soul. He was like, I remember him saying something about, you know, welcome to all 1,300 people in the gym today. So we had some people, but yo, like, yeah, for real, like, I can only dream. Like, I'm over here watching the games. I'm just like envisioning myself like, yo, it must be so loud. Plus the drums, like the drums in itself is already loud. Now you have like tens of thousands of people in there. Oh my God, dude. Man, yeah, dude, I'm so happy. I'm so proud for you and the school, man, for real. I'm so excited to bring my son and just experience it all. Like, Holly's not like a super big basketball person, but Rainin, we went to the Raptors game. I took him for Christmas, and like, he was going wild. He loved it. He still talks about it like at least once a week. Like, Dad, when are we going? Dad, can we get better seats?
Okay, I have to go down to Orlando then. I don't think they let fans in though.
Yeah, for real. And like, yeah, the audacity of this kid, like, this is how spoiled he is. Like, he's like, Dad, next time we go, can we like get closer? Can we have better seats? Like, my guy, you were like 10 rows up because we got tickets.
Yeah,
like,
closer than that.
I had a family friend that hooked me up with seats. I believe we were on the 10th row, and or 10th or 15th, somewhere around there. But it was like the best seats I've
pretty
ever
close.
had. Yeah. And like, he's like, no, like, I want to have my feet like on the court. I'm like, you better start
working.
Drake
then.
Anyways, I got super sidetracked fanboying for you and your school, but like, basketball is literally taking you like all over the world, dude, and that's crazy, man. I'm happy for you. Like, I didn't know that about you, man. That was really cool when you sent me that info. You know, speaking about like me not knowing a lot about you, for a lot of people that's gonna watch this, you know, seeing you speak better Filipino than a guy that looks like me, that literally looks Filipino, is always a shocker. You still getting the looks over there anytime you speak in Filipino, speak in the native tongue?
Yeah, I have somewhat a funny story about that. A couple years ago now, I was in Green Hills with another white guy, American. He was a teacher at Faith who stayed with us. Anyways, we're at Green Hills. He was at the one stall looking for a T-shirt or something. So he was talking to the sales lady there. And then I walked up behind him. I was kind of like looking at the shirts. Then she looks down and she's like folding the shirt or something. Then I said something in Filipino like, "Wala na bang bababayan?" Like,
Yeah.
is that price can't get any lower? Then she looked up and she was looking for someone behind me. And she was like, "Who said that?" There's no way. She's like, looking, who said that? But and then I started talking Filipino English. Like, oh,
man, that's hilarious. We love that, man. Like, it's just like we as teammates and even just the team itself. Like, yeah, you're the minority on the team. Like between you and like the Cameroonian imports, the African imports, of course. But at the same time, like, you know, being someone that's been through. You've been soaked in the culture. Like you were there longer than the Filipino Americans, the Filipino Canadians, and the like Australians such as like Ridge and Jerson and them. Like, man, I promise you, man, you're more Filipino than us, dude. Like it's crazy. The way you are, the way you speak, it's wonderful. But at the same time, like it's also obvious that you've been across the world, and it's obvious that you're from America too, just like given the certain ways you carry yourself too. So, yeah, do you have a favorite side? Do you feel like if you could pick, like, I'm going to reside in America versus the Philippines? Do you have a certain place or coach? If you got to choose, where would you go?
Obviously, to live in the States, I feel like a lot of my friends are here. Although my family's in the States, it's getting more difficult that all my family is there now, but I'd still choose the Philippines because I think I love the culture here. And if you see what's happening in the States now, like all the rioting and stuff like that, but I mean that happens all over the world, so it's not. But I'd choose the Philippines. Although I love the U.S. too. I love to go back and visit and see family and eat great food and stuff like that. But
now, coaching versus playing, like, which is harder in your opinion?
I think coaching is harder because you can't have the same impact on the game as if you were playing.
Right, like you're not there. You're not on the court.
Yeah, you're not on the court. You're not the one at the end of the day. You're not the one making the shifts, even though the head coach does have a ton of impact.
Right.
And even the assistants, they have impact as well. But it's difficult sometimes. Well, especially when I started, like you want to be out there. You want to be the one, actually making the decisions, actually defending. Especially for me, the hardest part is when like a good player on the other team starts going off, because that was my job, is to kind of shut them down and limit their best player. So that's the part that's hardest for me, I guess, to see when that happens. Like he's made 4 threes already. How can you not, Yeah. But and there's a lot of, I mean, there's work that goes on outside of practice for both, whether coaching or playing. Like playing, it's a lot of, extra work, getting your extra shooting, your weights, your conditioning, whatever it may be, extra skills. Whereas coaching, well, it's working with guys, helping them get better, as well as a lot of what I do is watching film, editing, looking for ways how we can do better as a team, and also how scouting the other teams we play as well. So,
right. So now, that being said, do you prefer one or over the other? Like if you could still be playing right now, would you choose to be a player over being a coach?
I love coaching, but I'd still love to be playing if I could be.
You join the scrimmages?
Nah, I don't practice much with teams. Sometimes, like during the skills, I'll defend them or whatever.
Right.
And I'll jump in if they need an extra guy for the shooting drills or something. But
okay.
I don't play in the scrimmage or anything. I play, just for fun with. We have a group now with if you know Coach Ronnie Magsanok, he's the one leading it, because he helps us now. So I've been playing with them for couple of years now, I guess, which now we don't get to play at all. So
yeah,
but that's fun to play in the mornings and with some ex-PBA guys,
and
PBL guys and stuff
like
that.
Is that an ultra? Is it ultra?
No, we play at Moralco or Corinthian Gardens sometimes.
Yeah, I remember that. It was when I was on their D League squad ish. I was like on their practice team. Man, that schedule killed me because I had to I was kind of hiding it from like Coach Joe and them because you know how it is, right? If you're like playing university ball and then if they find out you're playing like D League or even just practicing with a team, and it's like, where is your mind at? Like, we're already putting you through so much. How do you have enough energy for that? So my body was actually shutting down. Like I had, I don't think you knew about this, but I had two strained
No,
Achilles.
I didn't know.
I had two strained Achilles because of that, like my schedule. So I had to like, I had UP ball. I had my practicum, which was killing me already. You know, I don't know if you remember, but like I used to bring my homework to like dugouts and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had the like Happy. I think it was called Happy Fresh Fighters.
Yeah, Happy. Coach Ronnie, Coach
Ronnie, yeah, exactly.
Coach Javi.
Yeah, so we were at Moralco, and I just had such a hard time balancing it all, and that's probably one of the things I talk to like players the most about is just like honestly live in what you have. Like I feel I wish I lived more into like my last year. Maybe not take school as seriously as I as I could have, but I also had no choice. Like when you take practicum, it's
a lot of time.
Did you ever find that there was like kind of a power struggle? Like, did you ever feel like it was tough, you know, kind of commanding respect from the young guys, especially like how, like when I left, I feel like so much happened for you. Like you went 3-on-3 gold medalist with FIBA. Then you went international as well with
the
representing
Mighty
the Philippines,
Sports,
right?
Mighty
Yeah,
Sports
with
team.
Mighty Sports. Like, did you ever find that there was like just a tough time commanding respect amongst that group of other young individuals, knowing that they know you're hardly just barely older than them?
Well, with UP, I guess I was fortunate because I was the team captain my last 2 years there. So most of the guys, you know, they had a lot of respect for me. Even the older guys who I had played with a few years, like you. But I think like what I try to do, especially as a young coach and someone who's been at UP a while, I just try to have a good relationship with the players, you know, and I don't maybe push them or like try to like, you got to do this, you got to do that.
Right.
A lot of times I'll just try to like, even when like now I'll just like show them stuff on the film and be like, you know, what could have you done better? I don't tell you, you know, you shouldn't have made that pass. You should have made this pass.
You don't really chew them out.
But yeah, I just try to have a good relationship with the players and just guide them that way. Even with my, I feel like the players respect me just as much, if not more, in Mighty. And those are guys who, some of those guys have played in the NBA. Al Thornton, Mohamed Ndiaye, guy who played for the Pistons anyway. But and then the 3x3 team, yeah, that was excellent as well. We had 4 really good guys. You know, Chris Newsom, Mo Tautua,
that was a stack.
Jason Perkins, and CJ. And yeah, those guys were very respectful to me, to Coach Ronnie. They listened. They wanted to get better. They wanted to win. They wanted to win the whole thing, and we were able to accomplish our goal there. And it was because of them. They really listened to, especially what Coach Ronnie had to say and his game plan, and they made it work.
That's really neat, man. Like I always thought, well, for me at least, I feel like sometimes because of my youth, I feel like it's tough to command respect. But like you mentioned, you were around like professionals. You were around people that have, you know, eat, sleep, and breathe basketball and understand the game. Understand that, you know, you need to listen to these people that are presented in front of you because, you know, we as coaches, as trainers, we only want the best for the athletes, right? And we only want to win, essentially. And that was the same thing. Like as soon as you stepped in as a coach, like you mentioned, you know, there was of course like the older guys and people on the team, like they'll give you that respect, mainly because of how much you've already pulled to UP, especially as a player. For me, like that was never a question. Like I remember like having to sit people down and be like, yo, like you can't be calling him Mo. Like you can't call him like these nicknames. Like it has to be coach, because that's the tone that we have to keep amongst ourselves. Like we have to have that respect, because if not now, like when is he going to get it? When are we going to give that to him, right? Now, that being said, like, do you feel like it took you a while to accept that role as a coach? Like, was that transition from, you know, playing to coaching difficult for you to transition into? Or was it something as like, you know, I have that coach title now, this is my role on the team, I'm not lacing up, I'm not there to, you know, push these guys on the court, I'm here to help them see things from the sideline perspective?
I think the transition wasn't really difficult for me, because I've just, you know, I wanted to help in whatever way I could. And my role has, you know, changed over the years, even coaching and while playing as well. You know, when I was in high school, I had to score, I had to set people up. But when I got to college, I mean, there are lots of guys who can score. So I focused on defending the best team's player, the other team's best player. And yeah, so in coaching the same way, my role has changed, but I feel like I try to fill, you know, the void, whatever the team needs, you know? So
it's like you've been a role player your career, right? Your whole career, you were playing your role as the defender on the team, and now you're playing that role on the sideline with like, hey, coaches, what do you need type of thing, man. That's cool. I remember you started as the film guy, right?
Yeah. So and I still do a lot of that now, and that's something I really enjoy. I enjoy, you know, watching what we do, watching what other teams do. You learn a lot from seeing, you know, what all the other teams do, how they defend, how they look to attack. That's something I really enjoy, and you know, working with players one-on-one on their skills is something I really enjoy as well. And those are two of the things I've probably done the most as coach.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. I love it. That's what I do now. I'm not sure if you've seen a lot of like the stuff that we're up to over here. But yeah, the one-on-one sessions it's just different. Like, you know, seeing someone and isolating them and just kind of watching them grow and develop with the given skills that you're trying to bring out of them. I think like for me, one of the most rewarding things is like seeing them go from like not really confident with a certain move or a certain technique, and then helping them kind of transition that insecurity to, okay, maybe I can get it, to I got this, to then making it their own when the lights are on, when the game starts. Find yourself ever thinking like, I want to be more of a skills trainer, or like I can see myself eventually being a head coach?
I think I want to be a head coach one day, you know, what level that is, high school, college, PBA, pro, who knows? But I feel like as a head coach, you get to make a lot of decisions for the team. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure on you and a lot of responsibility, but that's something I want to at least experience. I really enjoy what I'm doing right now, you know, the ways I'm able to help the team, but I'd like to build, you know, continue learning. And even as a head coach, you got to continue learning, but just continue getting better as a coach, and hopefully one day be a head coach. But I love training skills as well. And I think even if I'm a head coach, I'd still, hopefully if I have time, I'd still have time to, you know, be able to help the guys with their skills and stuff. So,
man, if you do, like, or when you do become a head coach, man, that means the world to the players. You know, like for like my experiences, for example, having like a full coaching staff in university, like the head coach, it's almost like they're untouchable sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's the head coach, and then there's the assistants. Like everything's always brought to the assistants first, right? Like I'm sure you hear a lot of stuff from the players before it even gets relayed over to the head coach, right? So like if you do get yourself to that position and you do find time, I think, you know, having their head coach, you know, take that time to help them develop on that one-on-one basis, I think like you'll learn how to connect with them on a much deeper scale, and it would mean a lot to the players, man. Especially as I feel like you understand what I'm talking about. You know, if we ever saw, like, nothing against Coach Ricky, but if Coach Ricky would ever come down and be like our rebounder, for example, or just sat there while we were doing our own skill work, I think that would have meant a lot to us too, right?
Yeah, I have a story about that actually. When I guess I was a freshman or maybe a sophomore. Coach Aboy, there's one day where I forget why, but like they canceled practice really late, and I was already there. Some of the coaches were already there.
Yeah.
And there were maybe 4 of us players there. Anyway, Coach Aboy was, well, because it wasn't our normal practice. So Coach Aboy was like, hey, Mo, let's do some skills. I'll rebound for you or whatever. And that really, that moment is one I remember, from all the hundreds or thousands of practices I've had over the years. That's one that stands out, I guess. So, yeah, that really meant a lot to me as my head coach was, rebounding and teaching me skills. So that's something that I'd like to do as well, I guess.
That's cool. Yeah. No, it's really neat, man. Like that's actually like the last question for the day. It's do you like, what are the main characteristics do you feel like carry over from playing and coaching? What do you think are the common traits to be elite at both levels?
I think being selfless and not caring who gets the credit is a big part as far as winning and being successful. Because as a coach, it's the same way. And Coach Bo is really great at this. Like he doesn't care. Like he'll step back so many times and let other people do the teaching, or like on defense, he'll let Coach Ricky, take over and do, whatever he feels is best for the most part. And on offense, he'll let, Coach Ronnie teach and stuff like that. So I think, being selfless, not caring who gets the credit is a big part in both, is something that carries over. Hard work is something that carries over because outside the court, it's how you prepare. So like I was talking about, it's different for a coach and a player what you're doing as far as working outside of practice, but it's what else?
I hear those, man. Like with Coach Bo, because I can only get the highlights and the post game stuff, but like I try to search up online with like the interviews because I just want to hear like and kind of pick Coach Bo's mind, being in the coaching position now, and how he is so willing to pass off the success to literally the players and the other coaches. Like it's inspiring, really. Like it's really cool. It's really cool. So it's nice to hear, someone that you're working with them, working under them, say that it's really like that.
Yeah.
Last question before the speed round. Like, do you think someone that never played basketball at a high level, do you think they could be successful as a coach at a high level?
I think they could, but it's beneficial. It's beneficial definitely to play at a high level because you see high-level coaching, and in some ways you have more respect, especially if you're really like a good player at a high level. The players will respect you right away because of your name or what you've accomplished.
Right.
But if you really study the game, and maybe it takes longer. I think a lot of times we see younger head coaches that are at a higher level right away who have played, and right after they're done playing, they retire and start coaching. But also a lot of good coaches, they maybe haven't played at a high level. Maybe they played at high school or middle school level only, but they build their way up, by being around the game. Usually, almost always they started as assistants somewhere in high school or in college, but they build their way up by observing these coaches and these teams, and maybe they even go to other countries to observe. A lot of people, that's popular here, So yeah, I believe if that's really what they want to do is to coach, and they try to learn, they try to get better every day. They're a good person, they have good relationships with players, with the other coaches. I think it's definitely possible.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think end of the day is just like, being a rookie, it's just paying your dues. Like you said, like these coaches, it's very rare that you're going to have a head coaching job straight out of, your retirement as a player. Like you got to go somewhere first, right? Like, but to learn how it is on the sidelines. You think you're ready? You think you're ready for those in-game decisions?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for like definitely right now, like at a high school level or,
Yeah,
maybe a smaller college level.
for sure, for sure. Anyways, so speed round, Coach Mo. You got one word, maybe one sentence answers, and yeah, you're free to go after this little speed round here. All right.
What's the traits for the players?
Yeah. So you're the coach. You have your players. What are your top 3 favorite traits in your players?
Selfless, hardworking, a team player.
All right. So nothing really changed there. Cool, cool, cool. Top 3 traits in the members of a coaching staff. Are they the same?
Selfless, hardworking, smart, I'd say.
Okay. Okay. Intelligent. I see you. All right. Playing for a championship game or coaching a championship game? What are you going with?
Playing championship.
All right. All right. Hey, man. Going back to it, what is the biggest lesson you learned during your transition from playing to coaching?
That you always got to keep working and keep just every day, just keep working. Even like, you don't see the results right away, but over time you'll see the results of the hard work.
You're spoken like a true player, man.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true player. All right. Best advice coach has ever given you?
It's my high school coach, and he shared a verse with us, Colossians 3:23. It's like, whatever you do, do it to the best of your ability, and that's something that has helped me in life. Whether it's in school or it's in your relationships with your family or your friends or in basketball. Whatever you do, do it to your best of your ability, as that you're working for God and not for men. Don't try to please men. Just do your best, and what you're doing, your best it'll be enough.
Preach. Still preacher, man. I love it. That's one of our sayings too. Like at our camps, especially when we have our big groups, we say, man, be your best self. You're only in competition with yourself there. All right. Best advice you have ever given a player as a coach now, or you feel like you could give a player?
Probably my best advice is the same thing. Especially like a lot of the advice, I guess I talk to guys like when they're not playing as much as they'd like to be. Well, that's everyone wants to play more, it seems like. Yeah. But yeah, you got to just keep working on your game, in practice, outside of practice. And eventually, the coach will see that, make them get to the point that they can't keep you off the floor. You're working so hard that they got to put you in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's.
Amen. Most memorable moment as either a coach or player?
Yeah, I already talked about that. The games against Adamson. So.
Man, I'm so sad I wasn't there with you. Playing versus coaching, which is more satisfying?
I'd say for me it's coaching, but that's because I've had more success coaching recently.
It was a rough playing career. So fill in the blank. Coach Mo without basketball is a blank.
Right now, a COD Mobile player.
He's a gamer. All right.
Gamer.
All right. But what if you weren't a player or a coach? What do you think you'd be into?
I really like. This is if I had time and stuff. I really like working with my hands, like carpentry and stuff like that. Working around the house, I'd probably be in construction or something like that.
All right, last question. Do you have tickets for me when I come and visit?
For sure, when you come and visit. But Raymond might be disappointed with them too. We can't. It's hard to get front row seats on the court.
Yo, I need at least hit me with the patron seats. I need the patron at least.
Yeah.
I need those ones. Or just behind the bench, man. I need him to hear and see that stuff, dude. We were hoping to come this year, and I don't know if I told you. I think I did mention it to you, but we were hoping to plan our marriage around the basketball season, because I'm not coming to the Philippines and not cheering my guys on and not cheering my school on, dude. Traffic. But like, yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom. And man, best of luck to you with the situation, and especially when you guys start getting back to it. All right, and yeah, when you guys get back to it too, tell the guys I said hi, especially the guys that.
All right.
Is there any guys I still know?
Noah, you know Noah.
Oh my God, yeah. See that guy, I like pretending that I recruited him because I went to like the rookie game, the Slam All Stars Rising.
Yeah,
Stars.
I was there with you.
Were you there?
Yeah, we were there together. See, you forget this already.
Oh,
we were there together. Right. We were sitting beside each other, I think.
We were the Tamarail. I missed the Tamarail. What are you driving now?
Just got a Toyota Vios 2017. So it's a big step up. Well, as far as like reliability, all got push started.
Yeah, that's sick, man. No, I'm happy for you, dude. Hey, all the best to you. You know, say what's up to the coaching staff and whoever else you're in touch with.
Andrew, Andrew's part of the coaching staff.
Yeah, he's on the coaching staff too. Yeah, I got a lot of love for him too. I told him the other, I think, a couple months ago, man, how proud I am of him too, dude. Like handball, right?
Yeah, he's on. They got a bronze medal for beach handball.
That's crazy. Like he's a medalist. Like he is a national medalist, bronze medalist. Yeah. Oh man, look at us all grow up, eh? You got the beard. I still can't grow one. But yeah, I'm gonna go head up. I gotta have dinner with my family. We'll keep in touch. All right.
All right. Sure. Yeah.
All right. Later, Coach Mo. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.